Hey, Caroline, are you there? I just wanted to talk to you about dinner tonight. I was hoping that you could do something with lots of garlic in it, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, I can do that if you want me to. But I just think you should remember that today is a weekday. So, are you really sure that you want me to be making something with so much garlic if you're going to be taking leftover to work with you? I just know that your office is really strict about appearance and all that, and I wouldn't want anyone saying anything about garlic breath.
Oh, you don't need to worry about that. There's actually guys at the office who are much more smelly than I am, so I'm not all that worried. In fact, I don't really even care anymore what anyone at work thinks about me at all right now.
Oh, I see. Well, did something happen at work to make you feel that way? I feel like you wouldn't have said this even a week ago.
No, nothing really happened at all. It's just that damn Ginny from my department is still being a jerk.
Oh, right. Is that Ginny girl the one who's about a year younger than you are, who you're always telling me about?
Yeah, that's her. She thinks that she's too good to get married and just dedicating her entire life to her work. It's pretty sad when you think about it, really.
I don't really know if you should say that about this woman. I mean, as long as she's working, I don't see what the problem is.
Oh, come on, you should know that when women think they can do men's jobs, they always end up doing it horribly and make tons of mistakes all of the time. And lately, I feel like women who are wanting to work have only increased, which means that us men are always having to clean up after their messes now. Honestly, I just wish that there was something that the company could do about all these dumb broads we keep hiring. I really don't think they realize the negative effect they're all gonna have on business.
I'm sorry, Terrence, but I just really don't agree with you on any of that. I mean, this seems like a pretty natural phenomenon to me. After all, there are more and more families out there where both people are working now. And I think that if women want to work more and not only be chained to the house, then that's their right. Don't you agree?
Of course I don't agree with that. The fact of the matter is that women have no place in a man's world like a company or an office. And obviously so many women just give up the ghost and quit the second they get married or pregnant. I don't really think this has anything to do with rights at all. It's about how suited people are to the work, and the fact is that men are harder workers than women.
I don't really know what to say to any of that right now, Terry. I mean, I know that I quit my job after you and I got married, but I obviously still have a lot of respect for women who choose to keep their jobs even after getting married. And I don't really think that there's any need to be letting any of this upset you this much. I mean, women have been working since the dawn of time, you know?
And that's exactly what pisses me off. What makes women think they should be working or doing anything out of the house when that should be the man's job? I mean, really, don't women realize that their only purpose in life should be to make babies for their families? This is exactly what's wrong with the country. Women shouldn't be working, they should be making more workers. That's why women don't belong outside of the home. They should be at home cooking and cleaning for their husbands who are there doing the real hard work. I mean, that's how it was back in cavemen times. Women should have never tried to do something that they weren't suited for. It's only made problems for everyone.
I really don't think that I can agree with any of what you're saying right now. And frankly, this is all just pretty ridiculous. I mean, first of all, it was women doing the gathering that supplied most of the community's food. Large catches of meat were far and few between. So even before agriculture, women were the primary breadwinners, so to speak. And even in the future, when everyone was just peasants working the land, women were doing all kinds of jobs in the house, including many side gigs that earned money alongside the husband's work. It's kind of like how I have a part-time job that I go to now that helps with our expenses.
Well, would you read that out of a book or something? Well, you should know that books lie a lot. I read plenty of things that just make no sense to me at all. And you're not honestly trying to compare your little part-time job to the real work that I do, are you? You barely do anything compared to me. You're just a housewife. You're lucky because all you get to do is stay home and not worry about anything at all.
Do you really think that I have nothing to worry about but looking pretty and waiting for you to get home? I take my work very seriously.
Well, I don't care how seriously you think you take your work, you can't ever take it as seriously as a man would. So don't try and say that your part-time job and my real job are in any way similar. Honestly, what is the deal with women today? Why are they all so uppity? I just wish that more women could be like you, though.
And in just what way do you mean that? What do you mean you wish more women would be like me?
I mean, after we got married, you quit your job and started working part-time. You didn't bother trying to move ahead with your career or anything like that. It's like you just gave up.
And that's what you think more women ought to do with their lives?
I'm just saying that us men work better with fewer distractions around us. And if there's one thing that women are, it's just big walking distractions. I mean, take that Ginny girl from my office, for example. She was complaining to another woman in the office about her period cramps or something. I bet she hardly got any work done at all dealing with that nonsense.
Terrence, I'm sorry, but I really don't think that you know what you're talking about at all. Besides, both Ginny and I are still only in our 30s. You do realize we're going to have periods for quite a while longer, don't you?
But what's even the point of staying at work if you're still getting periods? I mean, a period means that you should be getting pregnant. That's your body's way of telling you that. So I don't get why women don't just listen to their bodies, go out and find a nice man to settle down with, and then just start pumping babies out.
Terrence, I get that that's how you might see women, but I don't think that you can reasonably expect them to live like that.
Oh, come on, you know that I was just joking about all of this. You don't need to always be taking things so seriously all the time. I can't believe that you're even trying to stand up for someone like Ginny after all the things that I've told you about her.
I'm not trying to take anyone's side in anything, Terry. I'm just saying that I think you should be a little more sensitive to what's going on with other people. What's wrong with trying to just be a little bit more flexible with how you think? I mean, do you really not see how all of what you're saying is pretty offensive to women?
Excuse me? Are you really trying to lecture me? You who actually did quit your job and take part-time work because I asked? How dare you lecture me?
I'm not trying to lecture you or anything like that. I'm just saying that I wouldn't go around saying those kinds of things if I were you. I mean, do you really talk like that when you're at work? Because you might end up getting into serious trouble.
Of course, I would never say any of this around the office. Nobody does. But I do have to hold myself back quite a bit, to be honest.
Well, I just hope that you can keep up holding yourself back from all of that.
Look, I didn't come here because I wanted to have your opinions on any of this, you understand? So how about you just quit your back talking and agree with what I'm telling you here? It really pisses me off when you try and pretend like you know more about how the world works than I do. Hey, Caroline, I just wanted to let you know that I'm finally off work and I'm going to be coming home now.
Oh, okay. I'm really sorry to ask, but would you mind picking up something on your way home?
Wait, why should I have to do that? Why can't you do that? I shouldn't have to be running your errands, you know.
I know, and I am sorry, but I was just feeling really bad this morning. I told you, remember? I did end up taking some medicine and all of that, but my fever ended up going back up, and I haven't even made anything for dinner.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You better get to work right now if you know what's good for you.
I really am sorry, but I just can't do that. I don't feel good and I can hardly move right now.
Well, you should have told me about this earlier. What is the matter with you? Don't you care about my schedule at all? How could you be so selfish?
I was going to message you about all of this, but I ended up falling asleep and completely forgot.
Honestly, what is the matter with you? I'm not going to be tasked with cleaning up your mess. Your job is to cook dinner, so you deal with this.
Please, Terrence, I'm only asking for a little favor. Can't you just pick something up on the way home for us to eat? Just standing up is enough to make my head spin. I can't do anything right now in this state.
Honestly, you women have no idea how easy you have things, and you still find excuses to complain.
What do you mean by that? I'm telling you that I feel sick to my stomach.
You know, I've had fevers before, and I still go into the office. Feeling lousy is no excuse to shirk our responsibilities. Well, for men anyways. Ugh, you really just have no idea how jealous I am of just how easy you have things right now.
Do you think that I am choosing to be this sick so that I can get out of cooking dinner? Terrence, I know that you don't want to do this, but I'm asking you nicely.
And I don't care how you ask me, you have a job to do and you're not doing it. Do you know what a housewife is supposed to do for her husband? Because it's not make him responsible for dinner.
I know that cooking dinner is usually my job and I do it every single night. I do so much around the house all the time. That's why I'm just asking for today, if you could please give me a hand with something that I need help with.
You know, if you knew that you were getting sick, then you should have just made frozen meals ready to be eaten by the time that I got home.
And normally I do try and have some kind of backup plan ready, but I just didn't have anything ready this time.
There you go again with more of your lame excuses. You have no idea how nice you have it, so all you do is complain instead. All you have to do is keep our house clean. You know, when my mom was sick, I don't remember her ever complaining about not wanting to do anything. She still took care of everyone in our house.
And I think that's great that your mom was able to do that for you and your family while you were growing. But at my house, when my mom got sick, my dad was more than happy to cook for a few nights until she felt better.
Oh, so your dad was basically just a giant wuss is what you're telling me? You know, it's weak men like him that have allowed women to take things this far in the first place.
I don't really think that this has anything to do with being a man or a woman at all. I just think that we're married, so when one of us is feeling under the weather, the other should be there to help them out, right?
Excuse me? Are you telling me that you know how to be a better spouse than me right now? Is that really what I'm hearing? I can't believe what I'm hearing. I'll have to tell all of this to my family now. This is not right, and someone needs to teach you a lesson.
What lesson? All I'm saying is that I think that a married couple should help each other out when someone is feeling sick.
And we do help each other out by having the jobs that we're supposed to take care of. I have a job that I go to every day to earn money for our family. Meanwhile, it's your job to stay at home and make sure everything is clean and orderly and that the meals are cooked how they should be. I'm holding up my end of the bargain. Can you say the same about you?
I know that's how things normally go, and normally that's just fine for me. Most of the time. But your work life and your family life are different things. I'm not just some stranger asking for your help. We're family now, and that's why I'm coming to you with this.
More excuses? Man, you just have a never-ending list of them, huh? Well, I don't want to hear another one. Just get cooking. I don't care what reason you've come up with to justify this to yourself. The fact of the matter is that if it weren't for the money that I make for us, you'd be nothing. Do you understand? You're just trash.
What? Do you really mean that? Am I really just trash to you?
Well, you're certainly not the good wife that I thought I was getting when you and I first got together. I mean, what's the point of being with a woman who can't even keep a house clean? I really ought to just leave you and keep all of my money to myself. You do nothing but drag me down, do you know that? I'd be much better off without you, so just remember that I'm not afraid to walk away.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Terrence. I'll cook dinner like you asked.
Ah, so you're finally starting to understand then. I just wish that we didn't have to go through this whole song and dance just to get you to do what you should have been doing in the first place. Man, women can really be such a pain to deal with. Hey, Caroline, are you there? I just wanted to let you know that my supervisor's wife is in the hospital, so I need you to go out and buy some get-well gifts for her, and I need them before this weekend.
You can go ahead and do all of that yourself, Terrence.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me? Are you kidding? I know that you're not trying to give me even more backtalk right now.
No, you are going to go and do this all by yourself. This has nothing to do with me, and I shouldn't have to do your shopping for you.
You really have some nerve, do you know that? You have one job as my wife, and that job is to do whatever I say. Do you understand me?
I am not a slave, and I didn't marry you so that I could just be your slave. You can't just boss me around and order me to do everything that you say.
You really have some nerve, do you know that? I mean, don't you realize that it's all thanks to me that you have the easy life that you do? You're nothing but a parasite on my side. You're trash, garbage. You're nothing to me.
How about you go ahead and take a look in the mirror then, you jerk? I mean, really, you have no idea just how much I do to take care of you, and still you think that you can just look down on me like this.
How dare you keep talking back to me? You have no idea what you're in for when I get home, but you are in serious trouble. Do you want me to divorce you? Is that what you want to happen? I'll throw you away just like that.
Actually, I think you'll be the one getting thrown away. I'm leaving you, and I don't want anything to do with you ever again. Do you understand me?
Wait a second, you're leaving? What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean you're leaving? I don't understand what you mean when you say that. Explain yourself.
I mean that I am leaving the house. I want to get a divorce. Is that more clear for you to understand? I am sick and tired of living with you and putting up with all of your crap.
You really are an uppity woman, do you know that? I mean, do you even hear yourself right now? What makes you think that you can divorce me? You can't divorce me!
Actually, as your wife, I'm basically the only person that can divorce you. But I don't get what the big deal is. You said that I was nothing but a parasite and trash to you. So what's the problem?
But... I mean, we haven't even been married for 3 years yet. Don't you realize how much you still owe me for all the hard work that I do for us? Think about the rumors that'll be spread about us.
I don't really care about any of that. I can't stand living with you, and I don't want to be with you for a single day longer than I have to. Besides, all you're looking for is a woman who's going to obey your every command. You don't like it when I speak my mind or share my opinion with you at all. Why do you even want to be with me?
But it's okay. I can fix you. I can teach you how to do everything the right way. Please, all you have to do is listen to me and do as I say, and I know that everything will turn out all right.
Yeah, that sounds just horrible, actually. I would never, ever want to put myself through that in 1,000,000 years. I'm going to be getting a divorce from you, and that is final. There is no room for discussion here. But don't worry, you'll be hearing from me again, so after I've talked to my lawyer about the whole process and how we're going to be splitting our assets. I've already hired one, by the way, so you might want to talk about doing the same.
Wait, hold on just 1 second. Are you telling me that you've already gone out to look for a lawyer and didn't even tell me? That's not fair. You can't just go and do that on your own. What's the matter with you? I mean, come on. You have to know if you really go through with this that I am never, ever going to forgive you for this. You need to come back home right this second. I mean it. You better be home by the time that I get back.
Hey there, Terrence. I was just wondering if you're still looking for a lawyer? I would really like to be done with this whole thing as soon as possible, so if you could hurry up and do that for me, that would be just great. Thank you. I mean, my lawyer is basically all ready to arrange a meeting with you and your lawyer, or just you, if that's what it turns out to be, in order to move everything along.
Caroline, I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind coming to visit me at my parents' house.
Wait a second, what? You want me to go and visit you and your parents at their house?
It's just that my parents kind of want to talk to you about all of this, if it's okay.
Oh, really? Yeah, sure. I can go over to your parents' house, no problem. Let me just call my lawyer so that he can come along with me.
Wait, no, I was just hoping that it would only be you coming to talk to me in person about this.
And just what in the world makes you think that I would want to talk to you and your family all by myself?
Well, it's just that I think my dad would like to hear both sides of the story before we move ahead and do anything too rash.
Okay, great. Then we can still do that with my lawyer present because I'm not about to go to your parents' house all by myself. I don't care what you have to say to me. If you want to say it, you'll have to do it in front of my lawyer and your parents. Besides, did you really think I was going to just walk into a house where nobody would be on my side? Why do you think I would want to do that to myself?
Come on, you have to know that we're not gonna gang up on you or anything like that. We just want to talk, I swear. That's all that we want to do.
And that's fine. All three of you can talk to me about whatever it is you want. With my lawyer present.
But I don't really see what your lawyer has to do with any of this. This is kind of just a matter between you and I, right?
Okay, then if you really feel that way, then why should your parents have to be there for this talk as well? I know that you're upset that you're going to have to split your assets with me, but let's just get this over quickly. You won't be able to stop this, you know?
I just don't get what your deal is. I don't understand what you weren't happy about being with me.
Wow. Well, if that's really what you want to talk about, then I really don't have any interest in carrying on this conversation. Look, you can either do this the easy way, lawyer up and face me like a man, or I'll sue you for dragging this out and we'll settle this in court. But don't even message me with a pathetic request like this again. Got it? After that, it took another 3 months before I was finally able to finish divorcing Terrence. He really tried to drag things out. Even brought his parents to our meetings with our lawyers to have them beg for his sake. Honestly, he was acting like a complete child about it. But in the end, the divorce went through, and I was able to take Terrence for half of what he was worth. Of course, after it was done, he switched gears and went right back to insulting me, but I didn't care. I took his money and used it to move back to my hometown to live closer to my parents where I wouldn't have to worry about putting up with a sexist husband like him ever again. I haven't looked back since. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.